When it comes to picking a girl, why do men care what their bros think? Now, not all men are the same, but it does seem to be this thing where a guy's attraction to a girl can sometimes depend on what the other dudes think about that girl. So the question is, how significant is that effect and how does it differ between men and women? So first thing to recognize is that there definitely is a difference between men and women in what we use to determine whether or not we find someone attractive. There was a huge study that came out of Chapman University, and that showed some of the basics that we've pretty much all heard. So for instance, 92% of men think that a good-looking face super important, whereas only about 84% of women. When it comes to a slender figure, 80% of men found that really important, but only 54% of chicks didn't want the beer gut.
Dad bod.
Dad bod. For women, guess what the deal killer was there? Height. Pretty much universal that girls want to be dating a guy that is taller. They even did a study that showed that playing hard to get actually only works with women. Dudes hate that.
But not everything is different. There is one interesting common factor in what men and women find attractive. Turns out, the more money you make for both men and women, the more important a hot face is. Again though, for guys only, their stiff requirements for that slender figure only increase with the more money they make.
So we know there's a big difference, but what we wanted to get at is this sort of idea of what other guys think. So this kind of boils down to this concept called mate choice copying. The idea that we copy the decisions of other people when choosing our mates. One big study was done in 2010 by Platt and Yorzinski. And in that study, they essentially proved when a man looks at a woman, her attractiveness increases when the guy she's with is better looking. In fact, a guy finds a woman better looking when she's with a guy at all, which sort of says that, you know, another guy liking your girl or any guy liking your girl is better than no guy liking your girl. But here's the twist, Liza, there's a twist. Women also perform mate choice copying, and they're even worse than men.
Yes!
They care even more about what their girls think than what guys think about what their guys think.
Yeah, we do.
When it really ends up mattering is when the girl with the guy gets uglier. So essentially what they did in this study, it's really cool. They took a photo of a bunch of people and they showed the same person over and over again to these people in the study. So there'd be a picture of Liza with nobody, Liza with an ugly guy, Liza with a cute guy, and Liza with a really hot guy. What the analysis also looked at was whether or not they found them attractive in a short-term sense versus a long-term sense. So, do you want to have a fling? Would you consider this person as a husband? Well, it turns out that when guys made their initial evaluation on whether they wanted to have a fling, and then they showed the girl with an uglier guy, their evaluation of attractiveness stayed the same. But after the girl saw the guy and rated him for short-term, his ranking for long-term viability decreased when the girl he was with got uglier.
This actually makes perfect sense to me. Think about it like looking at a picture of your current boyfriend's ex-girlfriend. If you see that your boyfriend's ex-girlfriend is not particularly attractive, you have a huge ego moment where you think you accidentally started swimming in the shallow end and it's time to fish in a pond with some bigger sharks. If she's super hot, at least I think that you are on this level.
Which is why I've never been dumped. Ever. So the question is, you know, why do guys do this? Why do girls do this? Well, with women, there's actually quite a bit of research and some strong theories that show that this is sort of evolution-based. Women use a lot of data points to help them figure out if that guy is going to be a good mate and produce good offspring. So she sees somebody else who looks attractive, has chosen that person, that's good data. For a guy, it's probably more about status. That's been the thing with males for the last gajillion years. It's all about what they've accomplished, who they're better than, and even with their buddies, they're kind of always constantly looking for that validation that they've done well.
Is that like my girlfriend's hotter than your girlfriend and no one says it, but we all know it?
Correct. If all my friends don't want to have sex with my girlfriend and don't think that my girlfriend's hotter than their girlfriend, I just kill myself.
You have failed as a man.
Total failure.
End it.
But if you actually have sex with my girlfriend, I will break your legs. Personally, I'm actually not so much about the looks thing. I don't really care. Like, if my buddies think she's attractive, I have a pretty good grasp. If I find them attractive, then probably my buddies will find them attractive too. I'm more about the intellect. What I get really sensitive about is if my friends think I might be dating a dummy.
That's not me.
No, not her. And also, we're not in the...
But the real question is, are any of your bros really going to tell you what they're thinking? You want them to think this or that, or she's hot or smart or whatever the rest that is. You're doing all of these things to impress your bros, but there's no actual way to tell ever what they're really thinking.
That sounds like another episode.
And it turns out that with the increase of income, I have no idea what the rest of that sentence is. Something about money. Conversely, though, for men, the more money he makes, I don't remember what.
The figure.
I
So
know.
the face and then figure. That when men look at a woman,
What do they do?
When a man...
You would then think that you were swimming in the shallow end, and no. Oh my God, I'm such a dirty-minded crazy person. But if you my girlfriend, I will kill you.
Right.